What's good, everyone? It's your boy Nati with another video for the channel. Welcome back to DMV Sports Zone. And today, you know who I got. You see him right there in the picture. You know who it is. Tony from Protech Sports Network is back on the channel for another Washington football team weekly live stream. And Tony, how have you been since the last time we've met on here?
I've been doing pretty well, man. No complaints. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling. Trying to get content on my channel. I've been busy working a ton, so. But yeah, other than that, I've been doing content. Spend time with the wife and doing adulting. I've been alright, man. No complaints.
Yeah.
Been adulting.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. And I'm glad that again you're on the channel tonight. It's always fun when you're on, and we got a lot to talk about. I'm going to throw you a curveball here and not start off with the Washington football team. I'm actually going to start off with one of your teams, one of your favorite teams, and that is the 76ers. Because I don't know if you heard, but there's this whole Ben Simmons situation that is a little tricky, right? I don't know if Ben Simmons is going to stay in Philly any longer, maybe beyond this offseason. Who knows? And so I guess the first question I want to ask you, because it's been a big storyline across all of sports, is will Ben Simmons stay a 76er into the 2021 NBA season? And can Joel Embiid really lead the 76ers to a championship?
All right, so to answer your first part of the question, I don't think Ben Simmons on his roster much longer. I think to him the process experiment is over with. Ben hasn't progressed as a player. Like he hasn't broadened his game. I mean, like I don't be like, oh, but he is what he is. He don't have a jump shot. I get that, but it's like, dude, shoot 65% from the free throw line. Like, come on, man. Like, come on. You're shooting 33% from the free throw line in a playoff series. That's pitiful. The man is scared to shoot.
That's worse than Shaq.
Worse than Shaq, right? I can shoot 30% from the free throw line. Come on, stop what you're doing. I mean, Natty could do the same. And Natty can shoot 50% from the free throw line. Come on, man. Can we stop doing what we do on these streets? So it's free for crying out. It's called free throw. It's free for crying out loud. You're not. Come on, man. So I don't know, man. He has to go. Like I don't know. He's gonna get traded to Portland or and some crazy maybe Wizards Sixers trade for somebody. Maybe Westbrook or something. I don't know. He has to go. Just anyone but Ben Simmons can be my point guard. I don't care who it is. Now you can go be the point guard. I don't care. Anyone but Ben Simmons. I'm done.
I'll get ready. I'll train over the summer and I'll be ready by training camp.
Hey, go crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? I need something other than Ben Simmons, man. Something. She need McCollum. I don't know, somebody. I'm done with Ben Simmons. Now, as for Joel Embiid, I truly think that he can lead us to a championship. I truly like what Embiid did this year.
Let me ask you this as a follow-up. As the centerpiece, like as that alpha dog on your team, or do you think he needs like another superstar that could potentially be, and he becomes the Robin to a Batman, or
I think he could be Batman. I think he could be Batman. Okay. Honestly, Joel Embiid is extremely dominant. The man, when healthy, keyword, the only reason you'd be hesitant about that is his health. But when healthy, the man is dominant. Like, who's a better big man? Maybe Jokic, maybe probably Nikola Jokic, but that's about it. Like Embiid is a monster. So I think he could be the alpha dog, but he does need another all-star, like a legit all-star at least. I might say a superstar. Like I'm not saying, hey, go get Chef Curry from Golden State or something. I'm not asking for that, but give me C.J. McCollum. I say C.J. McCollum with Embiid and Tobias Harris and a little sprinkle of Steph Curry. I'm cool with that. Just anyone but Ben Simmons. Like, get him out of here. Like, done with this man. God. Hey, you want Ben Simmons? Take her, Ben Simmons. You want Ben Simmons? I'll gift them to you. I don't want nothing in return. Just take them.
See, the problem is though with Ben Simmons, you also have to worry about the contract, right? The salary. So it's not like you're just taking on a player who can't shoot into his 6th season in the NBA, can't shoot 5th season.
6th season, yeah.
He has I think he's getting paid $35 million next year, if I'm not mistaken, if not more, and it's only going to go up from here with that contract kicking in. If I'm the Wizards, nah. Like I'm with I'm with Roger Smith. I don't think anybody wants that contract. We talked about how he hasn't improved his shooting. So if you combine the contract with the lack of a jump shot at this point in his NBA career, I mean, it's crazy. Like, I was going to ask you this as a follow-up, but people were really comparing this guy to LeBron, like going into the NBA. Oh my gosh, LeBron James. I mean, LeBron even contributed to that, like, nonsense by saying,
Yeah.
if he developed a jump shot, he could be me. But even if he develops a jump shot, which I don't know if that's gonna happen. There's only one LeBron. I mean, I think there's some humility attached to that, but like, there's only one LeBron, and you got to win enough to get to that point. But yeah, I mean, by the start
LeBron
of the 20,
were way
yeah,
out of way far.
yeah. I mean, people were doing the same thing with Andrew Wiggins too, like most hype prospects since LeBron. But my point here is, or what I want to lead into is, what do you think the 76ers, so give me the starting five for the 76ers come the start of next season. Like, what will it look like? I know this is probably the first time you've been asked this question since this whole playoff run, but
I like this. Good question,
yeah,
Daddy. I like this.
Bro.
I'm gonna start from center down because I get the point guard for the surprise. Center be Joel Embiid, of course. Our four, I would say Tobias Harris at the four. I kind of like what he brings to the table. He's one of small forward. He's smaller, but he's very agile. Get to the bucket, he can get to the cup, he can shoot a little bit, do a little bit of everything. Tobias can be better in the postseason. Can be going 2 for 11 in playoff games, but I can kind of give Tobias a pass. He had one bad game. Ben was horrible. I can't give him a pass for anything. But so Tobias Harris, who would be my starting small forward? Ooh.
Nah, I'm pointing at the comment. Philly organization
has filmed.
Philly organization.
Brent Brown.
Stop it.
Brent
Stop
Brown
it.
babied him.
Stop it.
Brent Brown
Tony.
babied that boy. He babied him. He did.
We're literally a year off. Everybody, I can't tell you the number of tweets I saw from the 2019-2020 season and before that. People were blaming, especially Sixers fans, were blaming Brett Brown. And I get it, the change was needed, but you're a year off from aspiring, and you cannot blame this man for anything at this point. You could say he was babying him, but I mean, you have Doc Rivers, right? What a lot of people think is one of the best coaches in the league. So shouldn't a year of seasoning, shouldn't a year of, coaching, year of his tutelage help?
I'm not disagreeing with that, Nate. What I'm saying is this. He got babied so darn much. By the time he got some actual discipline, he said, F this discipline. I don't care what the heck you talk about. I get $35 million a season. You didn't get as much money as I'm getting. I don't care. I'm Ben Simmons. I do the heck I want to do. Because even in his
I never liked his attitude either.
His attitude's horrible. So he needed discipline coming off the jump in the league. Like, he got baby for too long. Like, now I'm not saying Brett Brown's the only reason why Ben Simmons failed here.
Even in college, high school.
Yeah. It's on Ben too. Like, Ben had to put the work in. He clearly did not put enough work in because the jump shot is still broke and it's still trash. So it is on Ben too. I'm gonna put 80% Ben and 20% Brett Brown. I gotta put most of it on Ben. I got to, because Ben was just, and then he got scared. Like, and then he turned to a sucker cat. Like, come on, Ben. You can't turn to a sucker, bro. It's not cool, man. Like, you turn to a cold-hearted sucker. Okay, let's start.
And that's what. Yeah. On that point, though, before you finish up on your starting five, really quickly, even Stephen A. Smith said, he worked in Philly for, I believe, 17 years as a journalist there, and he was like, Philly fans, they're gonna forgive you for missing a shot, right, a late game shot, but they're not gonna forgive you for like not taking the shot if you're a superstar.
Yeah.
So
they're not gonna forgive him. Like, Ben is done here. I'm telling you, living in Pennsylvania and knowing fans from York, Pennsylvania to Lancaster to Philadelphia, they do not play about their sports teams. Pennsylvania fans are crazy. So Ben is gone. I'll put it that way. I'm about to start. I think our starting small forward. Surprise. I'm gonna have a surprise for you. Robert Covington. I think trouble is trade. Yeah, that's the thing. Our starting shooting guard should be Steph Curry, but I don't know who's going to be. But I would presume it's Steph Curry. And our starting point guard is CJ McCollum.
That point.
Yes.
Okay. Or maybe switch that. Maybe Seth becomes.
Say Seth plays the one. Either way, they'll be interchangeable to me, to be honest. They're both similar players. They're both the shooters. I think Seth is a better passer in some cases. Sometimes CJ could be a better passer too, depending on the situation. Yeah. So, they're interchangeable parts. Both of them are basically shooting guards, to be honest.
Yep, and I agree here with Am Hunter's comment. I mean, didn't issue an LSU. The Sixers, the NBA community knew that going into that draft that he couldn't really shoot. But I mean, I think everybody, even fans, assumed that he would get a little bit better as his career got along. But that just hasn't been the case. And like you said, Tony, you cannot go 33% from the free throw line in the playoffs. That is absolutely atrocious. And you're supposed to be the point guard for this team. That can't happen. I will say this though, last point on Philly sports, and then I promise you guys we're moving on to the Washington sports teams, including the football team, of course. It's been a tough Philly sports week, huh? With the Nats. Oh my gosh, the Nats, man. I know.
I'm no Phillies fan.
I know.
I know. I don't give a bleep about them.
I get it, but it's just something that I had to get off my chest, man. I was so excited. I watched a little bit of that Nats game yesterday. My gosh, we're on a roll, man. 2019 vibes only. So, basketball is the worst. I don't know about that. Baseball might be that. I don't know about basketball.
Basketball,
I get it.
Person is fun.
Yeah. It was more fun. I'm not gonna lie though, basketball with the whole what was it? Throw up a three every single possession. That's not fun. I get that, but I think if you watch the playoff games when teams actually try and players actually try every single minute, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I feel like when they actually call sets for players, not just go throw up a 40-foot jumper every 2 possessions, like you said. So completely agree with that.
I'll say this, area, if you have the chance tonight, go watch the Suns game and watch how they play offense and how they play defense, and you're not gonna think it's boring. Just watch it; it's really fun.
They might win a championship.
Yeah, that's who I'm predicting to win it at this point, especially with CP3 being back. And I hope he gets his first one.
My boy, that's my boy. I know people are my favorite player. That's my boy.
He's amazing. Point guard, right? Point guard. But yeah, so okay, I'm not gonna say I lied, but this isn't necessarily a DMV sports solely question, but I do want to ask this question as well. Very short take on this. It does involve someone who is from the DMV, is from PG County, Maryland, Suitland Park, Maryland, I believe, and that is Kevin Durant. And I was wondering at this point, and I'll probably talk a little bit more about this with Ed from obviously the real Ed Oliver, and then Pedro as well, because we have this back and forth off camera and stuff. But I want to ask you this as well. Quick take. Who do you think is the best player in the world right now, Kevin Durant or LeBron James? Or someone else?
LeBron.
Okay, there you go. LeBron. I thought we would have much of a discussion, but I think we're on the same page here. You guys can type in the chat if you disagree. Agreed. And now, the Washington football team. First question I want to ask you, is the quarterback spot really Fitzpatrick's job to lose? And do you think that he will ultimately be the week 1 starter for this team? And if he is, for how long do you think he'll actually start? Because we all know he's pretty injury prone. Or at least not injury prone, but he gets injured, occasionally.
He gets benched a lot. I think right now it is Fitzpatrick's job to lose going into camp, but I think that could definitely change depending on how Taylor looks. And I wouldn't completely cap. I know everybody read the Ron article when the Ron press conference was hey, only 2 guys I'm worried about is Fitzpatrick and Taylor Heineke. I'm not going to count out Kyle Allen, by the way, but
good on you.
I'm not going to count out Kyle Allen completely, but I do think it's probably a 2-man race between him and Taylor. I think he's gonna probably be the week 1 starter if he doesn't blow up all of himself. The moment he gives an open to Taylor Heineke, he's taking the job. That's how I'm looking at it. The moment Fitzpatrick had like 2 or 3 bad practices in a row, a bad preseason game or something, and Taylor looks good, it's like, oh, we might need to reevaluate this. Let's go ahead and think. All right, throw the kid out there. Let's throw the kid out there. We don't got nothing to lose. Like, to be honest, we got nothing to lose because you know what Fitzpatrick is. You don't know what Heineke is. The league don't know what Heineke is. Why not?
Yeah.
Got nothing to lose, right? Got nothing to lose. I mean, I think we win the NFC East for either one. But, you know.
Either one?
Either one.
Okay.
Because I think the defense is that good. I think the weapons around the quarterback is that good. That's why I think that. But, yeah, I think he'll probably be the week 1 starter. I don't think he's going to get a lot. I think he'll have the same leash that Ron had on Dwayne last year. The moment you stop playing well, yank, get in there. And I don't think it's going to last long. Week 5. His first bad game I have in week 5, week 6. Something like that. Could be week 2 against the Giants. Giants got good defense. So it could be as soon as week 2. But I'm thinking after the Atlanta game. In the game after that, wherever that game is, I think it's New Orleans. So after that Saints game, Saints have good defense too. They might struggle. He might get pulled in the middle of the game. Taylor takes the job. Never relinquish the job again.
Okay. I mean, you are paying him almost $10 million this year. It's tough. That's tough. I will say this though. I don't know if you got a chance to watch a little bit of it yesterday, Tony, and anybody who's watching right now, but with the Lake Lewis interview. So Lake Lewis, Washington NFL Insider, sportjourney.com, and you can see him on ABC7. Yeah, ABC7, News Channel 8 as well. I don't know what it's called now, but it was News Channel 8. But he basically said, he doubled down on the idea that what he saw during minicamp was that Heineke outperformed Fitzpatrick. Although, obviously, Fitzpatrick had all the reps with the ones, as JP Philly and others keep saying, every single day pretty much in response to all this talk about Heineke performing better. I mean, that is something. He doubled down, too, when I asked him.
Yeah, I did hear that, too. I was like, dang, he doubling down on this?
Yeah.
Okay, Heineke.
I mean, he showed something, but I mean, 2 things. It's not just limited sample size, which everybody loves to talk about. And I mean, I say on this channel as well, and I know you believe that as well. But also the second thing, and a lot of people forget this, he's injury prone. Like every single chance he gets to start or come into games.
One for you too.
Okay, go ahead.
He's a journeyman. You gotta think about it. He's been on 6 rosters. 5 or 6 rosters, bro. Do we really think he could be a long-term asset on his 5th team?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. 14's got it for a reason. I'm just saying. It could be the injuries too. So that kind of ties it all. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say this. So I didn't want to spend too much time on this topic, but I feel like we kind of might have to talk a little bit more. So I see Uriah saying Durant is better. Okay, we got to stop. I'm sorry, Tony. I got to go off on this comment. Okay, so you just came off. Uriah, again, appreciate your support and for joining the streams as always. But this comment right here, bro, it's not it. You just mentioned how KD is the best player, right? KD had to join. He was up 3-1 on the Oklahoma City Thunder against the Golden State Warriors, right? Up 3-1. He was largely to blame for the 3-1 blown lead to the Golden State Warriors. The next offseason, maybe got a little jealous that LeBron won his 3rd championship up there in Cleveland. He decides to join forces with the Golden State Warriors, a 73-9 team the year before. Okay? A 73-9 team the year before. Okay, the 3 seasons that he was with the Warriors, obviously he was the best player on there. And for that reason, Steph Curry, I think, is overrated. And I'll mention that in a different video. But anyways, with Kevin Durant, right? He wins the 2 championships. but he wins it on a very, very good team. The difference between that move and the move that everybody wants to say is the same when LeBron joined forces with the Heat. And trust me, I hated that move. As a 10-year-old kid watching the decision, I hated it with a passion. I get it. The difference, though, is that the Heat the year before, I think, won 44, 45 games, if not a little bit less than that. He joined forces with two other players to make that team elite. Sort of like what the Clippers did, right? A couple seasons ago with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, of course. And they were, I believe, they also won about 43, 44 games the season before. And then ultimately those two joined forces to join the team. It's literally the same exact situation. Obviously, you want to add in Chris Bosh, right? Okay, I'll give you that. But I mean, Chris Bosh was a third wheel for most of his time with the Miami Heat, if we're going to be honest. So this idea that LeBron is overrated because he jumps around different teams. Okay, and then Cleveland. Where has Cleveland been in the years that LeBron James has not been on the team? You know where they've been? Top 3, top 5 type of draft lottery team. Every single year, he hasn't been on the team. This team, the Cleveland Cavaliers, terribly managed. I don't know how Kobe Altman still has a job. And I think that's an under-discussed thing in NBA circles. I really don't know how he still has a job. So I just... And then Dale Gilbert, of course. Yeah. So I mean... Like, I'm not like a super fan or anything on LeBron, but like I feel like people who attack him in this sort of way, I gotta like... I don't know why. I just gotta like say something, right? Because it's just not right.
I mean, I'm not the biggest LeBron guy. You might call me a LeBron hater, but I would definitely say that he's the best player on the planet as of right now. I do think KD's on his neck, though. I don't get it.
Literally, how many people, especially Stephen A. Smith, were loving what KD did this playoff run, right? James Harden was still playing, he was still giving you more than 20 points, but obviously we all know he was still sort of hobbled, right, by that leg injury or like groin injury, whatever he had.
Hit a hamstring.
And yeah. But I mean, it's not like KD didn't have anybody to work with right around him and stuff. But my point here is that
hold on.
Yeah.
That game
just because people fell short of expectations, just because Joe Harris fell short of expectations doesn't mean he's a nobody. He still was one of the best 3-point shooters in the entire NBA this season, 2 years in a row.
I get that. I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is all of them played like trash.
Yeah,
Harden played bad when he came back. He was injured, but he played bad. Joe Harris was horrible.
Okay, he didn't play atrocious. He just played. He wasn't James Harden. That's what I'm trying to say. Like there are a couple games that I watched with the Nets. He still got you over 20 points, and obviously it wasn't super efficient, but he's better than like an average starter at that point in the playoffs.
Yeah. I'm not saying. I'm saying like the game he came back. Yeah, the man was 1 of 10 from the floor, 7 turnovers, 6 assists. He had 1 turnover and assist.
That was the game he came back, though. How about a couple games after that?
Yeah, he had 23 in that game 7. Yeah, about time. It was too late.
Okay. So I agree. Okay. My point, the reason why I'm bringing up all of this is to say that LeBron James did the same thing that KD did, but more in 2007, 2015, and 2018. 2007, he took a scrap heap type of team. I'm sorry, I got to say it. The second best player, Mo Williams, I believe at the time. You got Daniel Gibson. You got Zydrunas Ilgauskas, who wasn't like in his prime at that point. Anderson Varejao, same there. Took that team to the NBA Finals. Okay, you can say the East wasn't the East. I mean, still had to deal with the Pistons. Still had to deal with some really good teams.
The Wizards were good.
The Wizards as well, who were pretty solid. Agent Zero, Franco Marinas.
They almost sent them home. So
they did, and there was that big rivalry. I get it. Took that team to the NBA Finals. Obviously, they got swept, but it was to the San Antonio Spurs, who we all know were a dynasty, right? Took them to the NBA Finals. 2015, 4-2, lost 4-2 to the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. And that team didn't have Kyrie Irving in the finals. Didn't have Kevin Love. Kevin Love for pretty much the entire playoffs, minus a couple of games against the Celtics, I believe. Kyrie, the entire finals, no. Still took the Warriors 6 games with Matthew Dellavedova being the second best player. 2018, second best player, George Hill. People want to say Kevin Love. I watched the Cavs games. I watched Kevin Love. He was a shell of himself at that point. He was injury prone. Sure, I think he had a pretty good regular season, if I'm not mistaken, but He's just not a good matchup when it comes to Golden State Warriors, and we all saw that. All right, so that being said, that happened 3 times. And this season, KD's arguably best playoff run couldn't even get out of the second round in the East. So I don't want to hear it. And with that being said, let's get into and Hawk. Yes, we're all in agreement. Tim, I get it. You know, obviously, like, great person off the court. On the court, I get it. You know, he has some haters, but the point here, even Tony's not like, he said it himself. You could call him a hater, or you could call him like a not lover, I guess, if that makes sense, of LeBron James.
I'm neutral.
The point
LeBron.
here,
I'm neutral.
Yeah, the point here is that we're respecting his game to the point where we're still defending the fact that he is the best player in the world right now, right? Like, it could change next year if KD has another monster season, makes a playoff run that's, you know, even longer than the one he made this year. We'll see. But exactly, Hawk, we're all in agreement, bro. Like,
I mean, we're given that 2012 Thunder team was talented, but they were super young.
Yeah,
I will say he did lead them to a finals with a Russell Westbrook, who had the worst shot selection in basketball, a young Serge Ibaka, and a very young James Harden. So I gotta give him credit for that too. I do want to bring it up for the KD lovers. I love some Kevin Durant. I don't dislike LeBron. I don't think LeBron's overrated. I think that the whole LeBron GOAT thing is getting way out of hand, in my opinion. He better than Jordan. How? That's when I have a problem with LeBron. Stop.
Do you think, crap. Tony? Do you think he has a chance with maybe 2 more championships of overtaking him?
No, only because Jordan never lost the finals. Jordan never went to a game.
How many first round series has Jordan lost?
3.
I think it's more than that, bro.
The moment he got Pippen, though, it was curtains, and everyone understood that.
But let me ask you,
Scottie Pippen.
Okay, I get that point. I really do. And I'm not saying LeBron's the GOAT. I think he's firmly in second, maybe 2A, 2B with Kareem at this point. My point here is that, you know how long it took for LeBron to actually get his Pippen? And my argument here is that he didn't get his Pippen until he got Anthony Davis. People want to say Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving was not a Pippen. Okay, Kyrie Irving was not a Pippen. I'm sorry, he just wasn't. Pippen was
a sidekick, though.
He was obviously Robin's a Batman. I get that. But Scottie Pippen was an MVP candidate, I believe, in the seasons when Michael Jordan was retired, right? Like, we're talking about levels to this. That's why I say Anthony Davis, different level than Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving's amazing, right? We all see that. But what did Kyrie Irving do before he joined the Nets? He was with the Celtics. How did he do with the Celtics? They were a better team with him off the court, right? Like, and then another thing about Kyrie Irving, and hopefully this is the last. I mean, this is a fun discussion to have. Oh, Mike. Oh. Do you see the comment?
Yeah, I'm
gave him his first title.
Kyrie Irving gave him his first title. That 3 was huge. Not the first title. Come on. Don't do that. Don't do that. Tim, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't even know what to say. Yes, he hit a clutch 3. Yes, he was pivotal in that championship run, but nah, LeBron was the alpha.
He trolling.
I know.
And then he jumps like he was the alpha too. Like, I know about to say Ray Allen said
he went D-Wade. What about Steve Kerr with Michael Jordan?
True too.
We saw the Last Dance. Yeah.
Touche, my friend. Touche.
But yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not like I'm not that young.
I'm just messing with you, to be honest.
No, I know.
But Kyrie Irving was clutching that 3 though.
He was.
Good sidekick, bro.
Speaking of Kyrie Irving, no, Tim. Again, sorry, bro. We might have to discuss this on like a stream, or I don't know if you want to join this one right now, because I think we're all like, you know, pretty pumped about talking about this topic. But stop it. LeBron was the alpha. And then when Kyrie Irving left the team, where did the Cavs end up? They ended up in the finals. So like that tells you all you need to know, regardless, right? Yeah. And Kevin Love was injured over the course of his Cavs tenure, and I believe The year, yeah, it was 2018. George Hill. George Hill was the second best player outside of Kevin Love. So, yeah, we'll get in the discussion though. One day, all three of us. But the last thing I want to do that.
I would love to do that. That sounds fun.
For sure. And the last thing I wanted to mention, I'm sorry I'm dominating this conversation, bro. This is just like, all over social media. But the last thing I wanted to say about Kyrie Irving is that this guy was complaining about wanting to be on his own team, wanting to be the alpha on his team, and then ultimately ended up with the Nets on a super team. Obviously, it was just him and Kevin Love at that point, but I mean, they had pieces around him. So my point here is that, guys, it's as simple as this. Kyrie didn't want to play with LeBron. There you go. Like that. Yeah, that's all I want to say. Because remember all that talk
he didn't want to play with LeBron, and the Celtics were better without Kyrie Irving than with Kyrie Irving. So let's just talk about football. Okay,
right on cue. Right on cue, bro.
I'm ready.
Yes.
I'm ready. Let's do this.
And now, so this is attached to the question that we had earlier about Fitzpatrick and him being the starting quarterback here in DC. I do want to ask you, moving forward, even beyond the 2021 season, because even Coach Rivera talked about how, he might be okay with Fitzpatrick staying here beyond this season. How do you think Washington should address the quarterback position over the next couple of seasons? Do you think they should potentially draft a quarterback? Do you think they should potentially go after a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, if he gets cleared of his off-the-field stuff? What should Washington do moving forward at the position?
Okay. I'm sorry, Ron Rivera's comment. Ron Rivera better be trolling. If that man is on his team for another season, I'm going to have a problem. A huge problem. I might have to uppercut Ryan Fitzpatrick and take his beard off myself. So no Ryan Fitzpatrick in 2022. No, Ron, no. Okay, no. Now, as how to handle the quarterback situation. I want to trade for a veteran. I want to trade for Aaron Rodgers. I want to trade for Deshaun Watson. I want to trade for even a Derek Carr. I'll play this. If Aaron Rodgers gets traded somewhere else, whoever that incumbent quarterback is, I want that quarterback. For example, he gets traded to the Raiders, I want Derek Carr. If he gets traded to the Broncos, actually, I don't want Drew Lock, but I would take Drew Lock. I don't want him. Not my preference, but I would take Drew Lock. If he got anywhere, I don't care. Wherever he got traded to, I want the incumbent starter. Whoever that good. Only Teddy Bridgewater. But you're not hearing no that.
Yeah.
So I would want to trade for a vet. I think they should draft a rookie. I think they should draft a rookie because the rookie wage scale allows them to keep all the defensive linemen for one. You want to keep those guys there, at least the core of 3 or 4. They want to keep John. They want to keep Deron. They want to keep Chase. They want to keep Montez. You're not going to do that with a $30 million quarterback on the roster. It's not going to work. There's no way it's going to happen. And you want to keep Terry McLaurin. So, gotta draft the guy. And I don't want Fitzpatrick on this team beyond 2021 for 2 reasons. One, before he got signed here, he had 1 foot out the door, 1 foot in the door. He's about to retire, darn it. So why the heck would I want a guy who's about to retire, play a year here for a 1-year experiment, and he probably would just barely make the playoffs to run it back again? I don't want to waste his defense. I want a young quarterback who's going to go out there and maybe be a game manager first season, but the next year take a leap and be that franchise quarterback we're looking for. And then, for that first 4 or 5 years, he's cheap. And we keep all the guys we need to keep. And when it's time to pay him, we got to switch our team up a little bit. But until then, I want to keep the team as intact as possible for our nucleus. So I say draft the quarterback. Draft the guy.
So I was in the same boat as you before, to be honest, a couple of weeks ago, so this idea just came up in my head. Like, I don't think it's the idea of running it back. Like, if we were to do that, right, just like straight up Ryan Fitzpatrick next year, maybe the same quarterback room, maybe you get another guy in the offseason, but he's just like, he's an average quarterback, then I would agree with you. I would be pissed, especially with this defense. You got all these rookie contracts, even on offense with the Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, who obviously just got paid, but De'Ami Brown on his rookie contract. Like, I would be pissed. I would agree with you. But what if Ryan Fitzpatrick stayed another year, did not take as much money that he's taken this year, and maybe we drafted a quarterback next year, right? And ultimately he's that veteran guy, and if that quarterback in the draft needs a little bit of seasoning before he ultimately starts, Fitzpatrick could be that stopgap guy, which I think he is kind of this year, right, for a full season, but maybe could be for a couple of games, even extending beyond this season. I will say this: I want a problem with that. If we don't, my number one guy, bar none, that I want to get is Aaron Rodgers. If you guys follow Twitter, you know it. I've been retweeting like crazy. Any sort of comment that says Aaron Rodgers to DC, I don't think it's gonna happen. So I'm not like I'm a realist. You guys know that, huh?
No Deshaun.
Hold on. Aaron Rodgers, I get it. He's up there in age, right? But I think he could play into his mid-40s just like Tom Brady. I think he has that much left in him. And also, I think Aaron Rodgers, the ceiling with this team is higher than with Deshaun Watson. Obviously, Deshaun Watson is just going into his prime. I know it's a big statement to make on here. And I know Aaron Rodgers has only one Super Bowl in his entire career. I get that. But I believe more in Aaron Rodgers in terms of taking us to be a Super Bowl contender, legit Super Bowl contender, and us winning the Super Bowl than Deshaun Watson. So I know that might not be a popular opinion out there, but Aaron Rodgers, again, he's my number one guy. If we don't get Aaron Rodgers and we don't get a Deshaun Watson and a Russell Wilson, and we're just focused on the draft or a different type of quarterback, I'm in agreement with A.M. Hunter right here. Let me see if I can bring up the comment. Move all the way up for a guy like Sam Howell, or move up for Malik Willis from Liberty University, a local school here in Virginia. I would do that. If we're going to make the playoffs next year, we're likely going to be an improved team.
What about Desmond Ridder?
Desmond Ridder, maybe.
I like Desmond.
I do. I don't know. There's something about Sam Howell. I guess just watching all those De'Ami Brown highlights and seeing the beautiful ball that Sam Howell throws.
I do like Sam Howell.
Yeah. I just think you're gonna have to trade all the way up for him, maybe an RG3 type of package, but I don't know. Yeah,
21-5, it's a lot.
I know. But I think if we, depending on what we do next offseason in terms of the free agency period, if we build our team nice enough, I think draft picks don't matter at that point. I really don't. If we build our team nice enough, we fill a couple of the we don't even really have holes, a couple of the areas where we want to improve a little bit. If we do that next offseason, next free agency period, going to the draft 2022, draft picks don't matter. We see that across the league, right? Like if you want to get a quarterback, draft picks don't matter. What?
Rams been in the first round pick in like 8 years. They've been good.
Yeah, that's different though. They didn't have as solid of a team as we hope to have by the time next free agency period is over.
I mean, I'm saying I would take a page out the Rams book. They've been good, and they have not had a first round pick in 6 seasons. 6. The last first round pick was Jared Bummo Goff. He's not in the damn team no more. I'm just saying.
Yep. Now they're gonna be a Super Bowl contender, Stafford.
Yep. And guess what? They will not have a first round pick for 8 years. 8. That's crazy.
If you build your team, nice enough, like it literally doesn't matter. Give up as much as you can for a quarterback you believe in. That's my mindset.
I did this year. I don't know why we ain't gonna get Fields, but never talk enough of this.
Yeah, my second team up there in Chicago, the Bears, gotta deal with Fields right now. I mean, there's a lot of hype, bro. There's a lot of hype for him. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see.
I got a bone to pick with the Chicago Bears.
What is it?
I wanted Justin Fields. I'm mad. I want a franchise quarterback. I wanted Zach Wilson, but I knew that wasn't going to happen. I said, look, give me Justin, okay? Give me Justin. Trade ain't going to happen. Trade's off the board. Just go get Justin. Just do it. He's right there. I think he fell to 13. They did it.
I don't know. Let me say this, Tony, and this is sort of something that I realized, I think, a year or two late after we drafted Dwayne Haskins. My whole thing with this sort of situation, right, where a quarterback like that falls in the draft, it's like, how did all these teams pass up on him? There has to be something that us fans just, maybe are not paying attention to or just don't know. I mean, for the Denver Broncos, right? For the Denver Broncos to pass up on Justin Fields, I think that says a lot. In the Dwayne Haskins here, right? Who was the team? I think it was the Bengals passed up on Dwayne Haskins. They were a quarterback needy team. That tells you all you need to know, in my opinion. So I think there's more to Justin Fields that a lot of teams did not like than we know as fans, and I think that
I think the one
that
team
means
that
something.
passed up on him that may be very concerning was the Broncos. When the Broncos didn't draft him at 9,
And they went and got Teddy Bridgewater. It's not like they stayed pat with Drew Lock. They went and got Teddy Bridgewater too.
Yeah,
so it's not like they were satisfied.
It was like it was prior to the draft, right? They got Teddy. Was it after the draft?
Yeah, but like if they knew they had the chance to get Justin Fields in the draft, like maybe you wait to trade for Teddy Bridgewater. I mean,
nah, that's true.
I don't know.
Maybe or maybe they might. Hey, look, they might be giving the one last chance for Drew Lock to be the guy. Like, look, I'm gonna bring some competition in here, but I'm not about to bring another young quarterback in here. I'm gonna bring a vet in here. You two fight it out. You lose this job to Teddy Bridgewater. We're drafting quarterback next year, whether you like it or not, and you're out of here. So it might be getting Drew Lock one last shot. So I don't know. That strong up quack in Nevada that get that guy a big strong arm. I heard of him. I know you talk about too. I want Desmond Ridder. That's my guy. I love me some Desmond Ridder. That's my guy. Me and Jared Sports Takes have been really talking about this guy forever. Me and Jared want Desmond Ridder. I will take Sam Howell if we can get him.
That's my guy.
I like Sam Howell. Don't be wrong. He reminds me a lot of the guy we wanted this year, and Mr. Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson.
But I don't think he's gonna be attainable, just like Zach Wilson.
I'll be number 2 overall.
I mean, like if you gotta go from like 20 to like 2, it's not happening.
Yeah,
I kind of give on the Sam Howell sweepstakes, but I would take Malik Willis or I'll take Desmond Ridder. I like those two guys a lot too.
Yeah. Want to take a second to say hello to everyone about 42 minutes into the stream.
I know, right?
AM Hunter, Hawk. I mean, we had such a lively discussion about LeBron and KD earlier. Hawk representing the Atlanta Hawks. Tim Sports Talk, AM Hunter again. Everybody for joining. Roger Smith. I see Ali just joined. What's up, bro? Thanks for joining.
Ali.
Hawk on this take. I mean, he's been out the league probably 6 years now. 5 years, 6 years. I don't know. That's a whole different discussion. That's a whole different discussion in terms of him not being on a team. But in terms of Washington, we need a franchise quarterback. We need a franchise.
We're not doing that. I'm not opening up Pandora's box.
Yeah.
Keep that box closed. I'm not opening Pandora's box tonight. This evening.
I think what we agree on is that we need a franchise quarterback, and whether that's an older guy or a younger guy that we get in the draft, we need a franchise bona fide quarterback. And yeah, I know. Of course. Again, another discussion for another day, but
not open up Pandora's box.
So yeah. Where was AM Hunter? Okay. Next season, our cap around $60 million. Yeah, probably more with Collins and Sheriff. Okay, I want to ask you this, man. I have so many questions on this note talking, but who cares, right? Let's just ask questions as we go along on this stream. One, I think I know your answer to this already. Is this Brandon Sheriff's last season in Washington? The second question, do you think Washington is going to regret not re-signing Brandon Sheriff if this is his last season?
All right, so I do have a change of heart here.
Okay.
I think with the salary cap going up and Ron really liking Brandon and Brandon bringing a huge lead to the locker room and us already cutting Morgan Moses also maybe telling me this. It might be weird for me to say this, but it might be the underlying thing to this. They say that $8 million.
And they were tight too. Brandon Sheriff and Morgan Moses. It's just kind of crazy if this happens.
Yeah, but I think them cutting Morgan is telling me that one, they want to play Sam Cosmi, obviously. Number two, we're keeping that money for Brandon Sheriff. I think he's going to get a 4-year contract, $8 million at the start of free agency with the Washington football team. He's going to be retained. That is my prediction for Brandon Sheriff. Now, if it's just this last season, I will get the second part of this too. I don't think we're going to not regret re-signing him because by the time that contract ends, whatever team he's playing for, he'll be in his mid-30s. So it might be like, oh, okay, last big contract.
It's a guard, though.
It's a guard.
It's
I
different,
get it,
yeah.
but he has an injury history. And maybe a guy in his mid-30s with injury history, his career might end early. So this could be his last bite at the apple. And I think that if you really want an elite offensive line, you want continuity. And with Roulier being very familiar with Brandon, I think whoever Cornelius Lucas, whoever be the right tackle, is also familiar with Brandon. He played with him last year. And those type of guys, you want to keep them together. Continuity is such important for offensive line, and you want to keep that together. So I do think they're going to retain Brandon Sheriff. Surprisingly, I know that's kind of a hot take. I think he's gone. I think he's waiting for the salary cap to go up. I don't think he wants out here. I think he wants to get paid the maximum amount of money he deserves. He wants top guard money. He wants 20. He wants to be the first.
This is already top guard money.
I know. No. He wants to be the first $20 million guard in the NFL. I'm telling you. If they hit him with the 20, he's going to take it. I'm telling you.
I bet you nobody's going to pay him $20 million.
Washington would. This is off the fact that they don't want him to walk. They just franchise tag for $18 million, Natty. I'm just saying. They just gave
That's what I'm saying. That's the max.
$18 million for 1 year. You think they wouldn't give him $20 million a season and backload it? I'm just saying they could backload the freaking contract. They say, "Oh, here, $40 million signing bonus, start the contract off. We're gonna backload the rest of it. Take it or leave it." I mean, they could do it that way. I'm just saying the cap number next year could be in the mid to high teens, like $14-15 million, if it could go up over time. And by the time it goes high enough, when you don't want them no more, you can press the cut button. Just saying.
All right. So a couple of things here. I agree with Patrick at that point. I think if you get beyond 18 million, that's tough. That's tough for me. I think you could still sign him to a long-term deal, 18 million per, and it should be okay. Especially if you move a lot of the money, which we see other teams do across the league, move a lot of the money off of the cap. Yeah, or maybe not even restructure later on, but like right now, move a lot of the money off the cap so you don't have to worry about, an enormous cap hit every single year. You could do that. I mean, we see that already with guys like William Jackson. Backloaded as well. William Jackson, Curtis Samuel. So, I will say this though. This is what I wanted to get at as well. And thank you. I see Arthur joining as well. Manny joining. Thank you guys for joining. Showing some love from Protech, right? Well deserved. And what I want to get at here is the second part of the question where I asked you, should we regret, losing him? I am still, to this day, and I know people are like, get over it, man, get over it. We just won the NFC East Championship. It doesn't matter at this point. I'm still, to this day, pissed that we let Trent Williams go for a bag of chips, man. He's literally, we all knew this, silverback, all-pro left tackle, arguably one of the best left tackles in the league, arguably had one of his best seasons in his career last year for the San Francisco 49ers. Chase Young did do some work on him, I'll give you that, but Trent Williams also held his own. I'm still mad that we gave him up for a bag of chips. Obviously, this isn't the same situation, right? This is about paying someone $19-20 million potentially per year. Different situation. But my thing here is that if you have so few all-pros on your team, and not just in a season or in 2 seasons, in 20 freaking years, I would do everything in my power to make sure that all-pro guy is back on the team. I know Brandon Sheriff didn't have the best of seasons last year, right? Even though he was named an all-pro. I would say 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 2016, 2017 season was his best. Wasn't an all-pro. I get it. But I am with you. I want to re-sign Brandon Sheriff. The thing is, though, I'm not re-signing him for $19-20 million per a year. Because when you think about it, with this Washington football team, super young team, you got to pay Terry McLaurin. You got to pay a Deron Payne. You got to pay Jonathan Allen this offseason. You got to pay a Chase Young, who I don't know if enough people realize this. Joey Bosa, his new contract, 26, 27 million per year. By the time Chase Young is up for a new contract, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets paid 30 million a year. Like people think, 24, 25, 30 million a year.
30.
So when you factor all that in,
32.
Montez Sweat as well, Jamin Davis.
30.
This guy is another, and this is something that Lake Lewis mentioned on the interview yesterday. This is something that a lot of people don't realize as well. If Jamin Davis is that second consecutive defensive rookie of the year, right, on this Washington football team, that's another guy you're going to have to pay eventually, right? So, again, $19-20 million a year. I don't care what kind of cap magic you do, what kind of salary cap magic you do. I don't care who's behind closed doors doing all the wizardry with the salary cap. That's just too much for a guard. And at that point, I agree with Patrick.
I'm just saying, like, I got a feeling that they're going to retain him. I don't know why. I have a weird feeling. It's a weird, and he was worth a first-round pick, but you know what Bruce Allen did? He ruined it. The Patriots going to take a first-round pick. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see how St. Juice turns out, Manny. I think he's going to be solid. I think you agree as well, Tony.
Yeah, but St. Juice is going to be nice. And Chase Roulier is pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Was it was Ismail, I think.
Keith Ishmael.
Or was it Pierce Barker or Ismail? I always forget. They're just interchangeable.
It was Keith Ishmael.
Yeah.
Didn't turn to much then.
And we could have got a first-round pick for sure.
If it was really I much more cool with it. But got a first-round pick in the Patriots. We said no, and we took a bag of chips. Half empty.
Yeah, that's true. This point right here. I mean, there were plenty of chances to resign him. Although, if I'm not mistaken, that was when he was injury plagued that season. Like, I think that was the season before they gave him that contract, or they were thinking about giving him that contract. I don't know if you remember, Tony.
Yeah, he was hurt. He got hurt. That's when he started getting hurt left and right. Yeah. It was that same exact season, 2019, I think.
Yeah.
It was 2019. Yeah, 2019. They were about to pay him. He started getting hurt. It's like, I don't know about that anymore. And we tagged him. So.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I think we all agree. We want him to be back. We really do. I mean, he's one of the best, if not the best. Well, no, I'm not going to say the best. You got a Zach Martin out there. You got a Quentin Nelson. But one of the best guards in this entire National Football League. It would be nice to re-sign him, but at what cost, right? That's always the question.
Yeah. And I think they got Eric Flowers. Eric Flowers insurance policy.
Yeah. Wes Schweitzer on one end as well. Yeah.
Sadiq Charles, maybe. Sadiq Charles.
True.
Nice.
And then they got yeah. And then they got my Chicago Bears, second year in a row. They got Charles Leno, who is at a tackle spot, but because of the fact that he's at a tackle spot, you can move Charles to guard, right? So, offer some more flexibility across the line. But the next question that I want to ask you, a couple more questions for the stream. I want to ask you first and foremost, as I look across my my notes. I mean, Antonio Gibson just had a birthday this week, and I know we talked about him for the last couple of streams, but I want to ask you, Tony, how big of a season do you project Antonio Gibson to have this year? And do you see him having over 1,500 total scrimmage yards, over 10 total touchdowns? Like, what kind of season do you project him having? And maybe not this season, but a couple years down the road, potentially a Pro Bowler?
We kind of talked about this. I see Alvin Kamara all day in this guy. I truly think this kid is different.
Sure.
He's the next Alvin Kamara. I mean, he's stronger and maybe he's a little bit more faster than Alvin is. So
not as
he's not as quick.
What's the word?
As Alvin.
Yeah, not as quick.
He's not as agile.
Yeah. Like Kamara has like ballerina feet. Yeah.
But Gibson's contact balance is great though. I think it's better than Alvin's. And it's close though. But we have an Alvin Kamara, okay? we have next Alvin Kamara. I think he gets about 250 attempts rushing the football, 250 carries. I'm gonna say a little bit above 1,000 yards, so 1,025, 1,050, somewhere around there. Now, this might be a little hyperbole. I'm gonna have to disclose this.
Okay.
17 touchdowns. 17 touchdowns. Did not stutter. 17 rushing touchdowns.
Whoa. I was making that face because I assumed you said 17 touchdowns as in 17 total touchdowns.
No.
17 rushing touchdowns?
17. He will lead the league in red zone rushing touchdowns.
My guy, do you know
all of them within 10 yards? I'm telling you.
Do you know how touchdown regression works? Like for running backs across this league? I mean, if you're not like a Christian McCaffrey, I mean, he's been injured, but if you're not Christian McCaffrey or like a Derrick Henry, touchdown regression hits hard. 17 rushing touchdowns?
17 rushing touchdowns. If I have 20 receptions for 300 yards and no touchdowns in the air, just all rushing touchdowns.
Okay.
It's 17 total, but it's all through the ground, all of them.
Okay, that's fair.
So you got about 1,250 scrimmage yards and 17 touchdowns.
All on the ground, though.
You did last year.
I know, but touchdown. I'm telling you guys, it hits hard. Like I don't care what running back you are. Like you gotta consider. Yeah.
I'm just thinking that you got Terry, you got Diami, you got all these guys throwing the football, and in the red zone, I'm in the shotgun. You're gonna assume or throw the football. I'm gonna just put it in Gibby belly from the 5-6 yard line, touchdown. 5-6 yard touchdowns there. I'm not talking about 40 yards, 50 yard touchdowns. I'm like in the red zone within 10 yards. A lot of touchdowns for Antonio Gibson. He did it last year. The man was a goal line behemoth. The man was getting in the end zone every chance he got within the 10 yard line.
Yeah, but you also got to consider it's going to be a more dynamic offense. And when I say that, Fitzpatrick's going to throw the ball more down the field. We got three deep threats now: Terry, Diami, and Curtis Samuel. I'll say my prediction for Antonio Gibson, much more conservative. I'll say he's just going to crack 1,000 yards on the ground, so about 1,050 or 1,100 rushing yards on the ground. I got him at and I got him. So that's about 300 plus yard improvement. Although he might have got to maybe 900 yards if he was healthy towards the end of the season. So there's that. But I will say 1,100 max, just because he does have a bunch of weapons around him this year. So it's not just him and Terry like it was last year. And I'll say about 395 receiving yards. So I believe that's a little bit more than what you predicted, but 395 receiving yards.
20. That's a little bit more.
Yeah, just a tad bit more, but not too much more. Gonna get fed in the receiving game, even with those weapons around him. And I think he's gonna have 9 rushing touchdowns and 3 receiving. So he's gonna have 12 total.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. 17 games.
17 got another game. We got another game. It can happen. One touchdown. Let's go, Gibby. Go get 17, Gibby.
Yeah. I will say this with a couple of comments trolling coming in. Door Gunner, thank you for joining. I knew what Tony is smoking. 17 touchdowns. So you got 2 ends, I guess, right there. But we're pretty much on the same page, Ali. Although I don't think he's gonna get that many receiving yards because again, Terry, Curtis, Diami Brown, Adam Humphries, he's probably going to get, a couple of targets because he's a favorite target for Ron Fitzpatrick. Maybe AGG, maybe Kelvin Harmon. Cam Sims, we're forgetting about him. Logan Thomas. I mean,
John Bates, you know what I'm saying?
And Ryan Fitzpatrick, for as much as we talk about him throwing the ball down the field, he doesn't, when he starts over the course of the season, he doesn't actually rack up the passing yards. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize that. I don't think he has over 4,000 passing yards in a season, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think he does either.
Yeah.
A lot of times he don't finish the season either, though. So
yeah.
That is that too.
But I'm factoring that in too, like into this whole discussion.
True.
But yeah, definitely very good at the goal line. Needs to improve a little bit with his vision. We saw that last year towards the end of the season, but I think, I mean, again, you said this at the top of your comments, Tony. We both have been saying this for, wow, it's a year now, a little bit more than a year. Almost right after he got drafted, he's an Alvin Kamara type back, and I think we view him as such, and I think he's going to have a very good season this year. Not a Pro Bowl season because you have Alvin Kamara, the Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook, Aaron Jones, Saquon's coming back, all the NFC, Christian McCaffrey, who I didn't even mention, you just brought up. That's an insane NFC running back group. So I don't think he's going to crack it this year, but maybe down the line.
If he gets 17 touchdowns.
Maybe if he does. No, if he gets 17, that's definitely something. Yeah, maybe over Aaron Jones. Maybe
so. Maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah. So 2 more questions left in this stream. I want to first ask you with well, let's do this. I always like these kind of questions. It's fun. Top 5 players on the Washington football team right now.
Regardless of position, this period.
Yeah, regardless of position. Top 5 players right now, June 24th, 2021.
Oh my goodness. Chase Young's number 1. Let's get out of the way. Chase Young. Chase Young? Okay. Yeah, Chase Young. Number 2, that's tough. This is a good question. I'm gonna say Terry. Number 2. Terry McLaurin. Number 3. I would give some shots to offensive line. Mr. Sheriff. The Sheriff. Okay. Sheriff. Number 4. Dang, you made this a really tough question, Daddy. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a pretty good question.
Appreciate that.
A guy that we better keep. I'm gonna get very mad if we don't keep Deron Payne. The Payne. Mr. Payne. And finally, number 5. He's a newcomer. He's not played in the Burgundy and Gold quite yet. But I think he's gonna be a really, really special guy. Mr. William Jackson III.
Yep. A great top 5 right there. I got William Jackson at 6, so just outside top 5. But I think we're agreeing very much on that. I think, I mean, he's gonna have an insane season this year. I really believe that. Like, now you got a linebacker in front of him on top of it. Gonna have a top season this year. My top 5. I see, Manny Air 4 defense. I mean, it's funny because when you think about the top 5 players on this team, it's like most of the defensive linemen gotta be like, I don't know, a strong consideration at least. It's kind of insane how a lot of the resources right now are invested on the D line.
I gave 3 of them. I put 3 of them.
Yeah. Ooh, Curl at 3, Ali? Already? Curl at 3? I mean, maybe by the end of the season, top 10, yeah, for sure. I put him in top 10, but I don't know about that. 3? 3. I mean, that's bold though. That is bold. That is the most bold list I've seen so far. Chase Sweat, Terry Sheriff, Payne. Okay, that's fair. I guess my top 5 is it's going out there a little bit, but number 1, shocker, I don't have Chase Young as my number 1 guy. By the end of this season, he'll be my number 1 guy. He wasn't even the best. Again, another hot take. He wasn't even the best defensive lineman on this team last year. So you're gonna say he's the number 1 guy? I don't know. Montez Sweat, in my opinion, had a better season. If we're gonna be honest, yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah. But Chase was getting triple teams with time on the streets.
Yeah, that's fair. He did command all that attention. I'll give you that. But even regardless, neither of them are my top number 1 guy. My number 1 guy is the All-Pro, the first All-Pro since we've had since 1996, and that's Brandon Scherff. I mean, I don't even think I get it. Everybody wants to put in, the flavor, right? They want to put in the guys that they love, the skill position players, right? Because that's much cooler to do. But Brandon Scherff is our best player. He's been our best player the last couple of years. I know Terry McLaurin gets a lot of love, but Terry is he's my number 2. Terry's number 2. So Brandon Scherff, Terry McLaurin, Chase Young number 3. He will be number 2, if not number 1 by the end of the season. But number 3 for now, Jonathan Allen, who I don't think gets enough love, and he's going to get a big contract coming up. Jonathan Allen, guys. Speaking of guys who command a lot of pressure on that offensive line, right? Jonathan Allen commands so much pressure. He literally frees it up for everybody around him. Obviously, his sack numbers have dipped over the last couple of years. But this guy he's not supposed to be that guy that racks up the sacks anymore. Right? Like, that's what he was when he was a defensive end in the 3-4. I think he had 8 sacks in his second year in the NFL. And he played better last year than he did a couple seasons ago when he had those 8 sacks. So you got to factor in his position and what he's supposed to do with the impact he's had. He's a top 10, if not top 5 interior defensive lineman. Yeah.
But here's my rebuttal here.
Okay.
This is a quick rebuttal. Jonathan Allen does not command a double team. That is my gripe with Jonathan Allen. A lot of times he's one-on-one. A lot. I will say 60-40.
He's also right in the middle of everything too.
That is true. And sometimes he might get double teamed in the middle of the play. But when the snap starts, he's one-on-one a lot of times. And I like to see him win them one-on-one matchups a little more often. But I will leave the fullback to you. I just want to say that. He could be more he could beat more one-on-ones.
Okay. And then my number 5 is Montez Sweat. So William Jackson's number 6, but I think William Jackson could be as high as maybe 4 this season. I mean, I think we both are on the same page with his potential on this defense. Last time he had even a decent defense in 2017. I mean, this man's balled out. So
he allowed a 38.9 passer rating throwing to him. That is elite. That is
how did Terry do against him last year? -1 long catch, which was insane because Terry, that was like a Randy Moss-esque like type of catch. Minus that 1 catch down the field. What did Terry do last year against him?
To be honest, he got strapped. He got strapped.
Yeah.
Strapped.
Yep.
No, nowhere. I can't run nowhere. No.
All right. Last question, Tony. Last question of the stream. And you know what it is. You already know what the question is going to be. You've heard it before. You're going to hear it again. This is the first time I'm asking you this after mini camp. I think even after the draft. Maybe we had a stream after the draft. But, after we've seen the players really on the practice wheel. What are your thoughts on the future of this Washington football franchise? And do you think Coach Rivera is building a winner to the point where this team might win a Super Bowl in the next 2 to 3 years?
Okay. So, I think the future is bright. Very, very bright. I like the rookie class. I'm liking what they've been doing so far. Acclimating to the NFL, acclimating to their teammates. I think Jamin Davis will be a straight dog. I like what he brings to the table. Benjamin St. Jude could be a nice diamond in the rough in the 3rd round. Might not get a lot of picks. He might be a William Jackson 3rd clone. Could be what he is. If he's that, then he's a problem. A huge problem for other opposing offenses. I still like the John Bates pick. I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I'm not gonna like it till I see him on the field. Put it that way.
I mean, that's Corey's guy. That's Corey's guy right there.
Yeah. Well, Tim's still in here. Where's Tim? Tim and I agree. Me, Tim, and Jerris do not like the pick. Simple.
Okay.
But I will take the wait and see. I didn't hate strong word. I didn't like the fact that Brevin Jordan's on the board and you take John Bates. I think you need a guy who can catch the ball a little bit better. But
we said the same thing. We said the same thing 2 years ago with Harrison Bryant, the Bryant brother, or not brothers, but like we consider them that. Hunter Bryant, Harrison Bryant, I believe, were on the board. We didn't take them, so maybe have a little bit more confidence in our tight end evaluations. I don't know.
And they turned Logan Thomas' career around last year, so I will take the way see approach with John Bates, but I didn't see a lot of film that makes me scream, oh, he's going to be awesome. Like I didn't see anything. But I saw some good things in many camps. Okay. So, but as if Ron Rivera is going to build a winner, I think he's building a winning team, yes. And can win a Super Bowl. It all depends on the quarterback. As of right now, I'll have to say no. We don't have the quarterback in the building. But they bring the right guy in here, preferably a rookie, a younger guy. And he balls out, yeah, it's possible. The NFC is getting weaker. Brady's not getting no younger. The Saints are done without Breeze. I don't care what no one says. Put a nail in the coffin. Sorry, Sean Payton. You gotta go in the cut for the next couple of years. And the rest of the NFC is a crapshoot. Like the NFC East is always a crapshoot. The NFC North, what's up with Rodgers? Don't know. And the rest of that division is man. You look at the NFC South. The NFC South, like I said, Brady get no younger. The Panthers are up and coming, but they're not quite ready yet. Matt Rule ain't ready to win no damn championship. Excuse my French. And the Falcons are the Falcons. They stink. So yeah, it can happen, but we need a quarterback. That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rivera's building a winner though. I like what he's doing to the table, but I do have a caveat. It might not be Ron Rivera who wins that championship. He might be the guy who built the foundation. He might be the Mark
Tom
Jackson.
Thibodeau in New York or Mark Jackson. Yeah.
Mark Jackson built that foundation and Steve Kerr won the championship. Ron Rivera might be the Mark Jackson. And I don't like saying that, but keep that in mind. Rivera ain't getting no younger. So keep that in mind, guys.
Yeah. Gregory joining in at the buzzer right here. Appreciate you for joining. Kerrigan, I don't think we're gonna really off the field, yes. But on the field, I don't think we're going to really miss him. Although I will say this. We're literally one injury for Chase Young or Montez Sweat away from starting James Smith-Williams and Shaka Toney. So, William, I mean,
Bradley King. Yeah.
Not great depth there. But in terms of Kerrigan specifically, I mean, he was
solid, though.
And I'm saying this as a huge Kerrigan. Like, literally, he was my only jersey for a good 5 years. So, like, that tells you all you need to know, right? Like, and we saw what we saw last year.
We all love some Mr. Patrick Ryan Kerrigan. We all love him.
Yeah.
We all love Ryan Kerrigan. But he is a rotational player now. I'm not going to miss him as much. Now, if you said this 3 years ago, if we lost Kerrigan, oh, heck, y'all have missed him. I'd be like, oh, my God, the best pass rusher. What's going on? Been screaming across the room and throwing stuff like, no. But now, like, got Chase Montez and the interior guys. And we got guys. We're good.
That's sick, Ali. Got a signed jersey. Gregory, though, also with the point about him always being around the quarterback, that's always for me, that's okay, two things. One, he regressed as a run stopper over the last couple of years. I don't know if people noticed that, but every single time could not wrap up the running back. Second thing, I mean, even when he was like having his best seasons, it was always frustrating when he was around the quarterback, but could never like bring down the quarterback enough, right? Like obviously he had that one season, 13 and a half sacks, I believe, which was absolutely insane. But like there were other seasons where he had 9.5, 8.5, where he could have had way more, but
10.
Yeah.
Most of he was a double sack guy though. But thing with Kerrigan, he was an effort guy. He never won off elite quickness or quick first step or this nasty bull rush that throws the offensive lineman across the daggone room somewhere. He won with effort, and he was never. And Louis T, shout out to Louis T for this because I completely agree with Louis T on this wholeheartedly.
Louis T?
Yeah, man, the Washington football team guru of YouTube.
Thanks.
He's always said that Ryan Kerrigan was never a Batman. He was always a Robin to someone else's Batman. And we could never give him the Batman. And by the time we get a Batman, he had two guys that were already Batman and Robin. So Ryan Kerrigan was a darn good pass rusher. Just he's not the same. He wasn't the same guy.
Yeah.
I'm not missing Ryan Kerrigan.
Yeah, and I'll say this very quickly because we do have to wrap up. But I'll say this with the future of the team. Hopefully, I mean, I keep sort of like, I wouldn't say hyping this up, but I keep like hinting at it that I'll make a video about this. But I very much believe that Washington will win a Super Bowl within the next 3 years. I think Ron Rivera is going to be the guy. I know that's kind of a hot take, kind of bold for me to say after just saying a team that went 7-9 and, you know, we have no reason to just put out our chest, you know, like we're something, right? Like we're 10-6, 11-5. Like I get that. I'm just saying this. I think we are equipped. That's the key word right there. We are equipped to win a Super Bowl in the next 3 years, and I think Coach Rivera is the guy. I think by the time the 2022 NFL season wraps up, right? I didn't say when it starts. When it wraps up, we'll have our franchise quarterback, and things will only go up from there. And we'll have some guys on rookie contracts, and yeah, man. I mean, Ali mentioned it here. The Nats won. Maybe they could win again this year. We'll see about that. The Caps won 2018. Boston football team's time right now. And it's the biggest team in the market. So, I mean, man, if this team wins the Super Bowl, bro.
It happened.
All the suffering that we've dealt with.
All over.
20. Oh,
for me, it'd be 28 years of suffering. Darn, it's 29. If I turn 30, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm like, If I turn 30 for a Super Bowl, bro, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. That's gonna be insane.
I hope they do it. For
sure. Hopefully, you know, I mean, it doesn't have to be 2, 3, maybe just sometime soon. Like for us, you know, like for us fans.
I need it before 30. No,
yes.
I need it for 30.
Okay.
I need it before 30. Okay. When my 30th birthday, when I have a Super Bowl, I'm gonna have a problem. I'm not gonna be angry, but I would like to have one before 30. I would like that one.
That is so true, bro. Gregory. Yeah. If DC wins, I mean, we're not gonna go as crazy as Philly, you know, with their crazy fans up there who do whatever and whenever. But yeah, DC definitely. That would be a moment. The moment. That being said, thank you so much, Tony, for joining, bro. Appreciate it as always. Always entertaining to have you on here. Bring great insight. One of the best Washington football team YouTubers out there. Go make sure to follow him up if you don't already. I made sure, of course, to include the link to his YouTube page in the description. Go make sure to follow him. Again, great YouTuber. And,
road to 2K, man. We get to 2K
road
subscribers.
Get him to 2K, guys. Great content. It's consistent too. A must. Consistent. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for joining, for watching. Gregory, I appreciate it. Much love to you as well. Ali, door gunner, 7 sacks, rotation player. I mean, I think he had 5 sacks last year.
Yeah,
though,
5.5.
if I'm not mistaken.
5.5.
Yeah, 5.5. So
I'm about to stream right now and I get off this one with you. It's kind of funny.
All right. So I'll might be able to join at the end, but we'll see. Or just like watch it a little bit, but we'll see. But hope you have a great stream, Tony. Thank you so much for joining, and see you guys on the next one. Peace.